The Democrats aren't going to like it, but those are the breaks because they had an opportunity to run this country. And what they did was they ran it into the ground.
But we go all paper, same day voting, and voter ID, a little thing like voter ID.
From those who would grovel and bend knee for the lobbyists and special interests who own our leadership, who have, oh, boo all you want.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Massive changes are coming with the Trump agenda. The Democrats are fighting it, but they have no gas in their tank to fight it. The biggest changes are going to be just a massive correction of our government institutions. General Milley is terrified that he's going to get court-martialed. That's good news. We're going to get into all that and more right here on John Mike Keene.
You know, Congressman, I was really taken aback by this column in The Hill, which said that Democrats, sort of can and should disqualify Trump as an insurrectionist under the meaning of the Constitution. It's utterly absurd, quite frankly, and I know a thing or two as a lawyer about the Constitution. Are you hearing anything on the other side of the aisle about this? And, maybe from people like Jamie Raskin, who I recall in 2017 challenged Trump's electors and tried to install Hillary Clinton as president.
America's famous favorite election denier is Jamie Raskin, Democrat. And for years, as they called Trump an election denier, which he may be, I don't care, that's not what this is about. Jamie Raskin, it's the Democrats that put him through lawsuits, tried to impeach him and get him removed for doing what many Democrats did, certainly in Trump's first election. And I can show you, there's 1,000 tweets right now of Democrats denying Trump, this current administration, this current vote, questioning the integrity of the election, saying that they have to fight it. Well, another fight is going on where Jamie Raskin has said that Trump will be disqualified as an insurrectionist on January 5th before he takes his seat January 6th, before the vote is counted. Now, the question to Byron Donalds, because we've covered Jamie Raskin's scam and that plan on not seating Trump, does he hear anything from Congress by Democrats?
No, we've not heard much from the Democrats. They're too busy licking their wounds and trying to figure out which way they need to conduct their party. But look, are they happy about the fact that Kamala Harris was blown out? No, they're not. But is anybody thinking that they're going to do anything about it? No, they're not. Donald Trump's going to be the president of the United States. He's going to get these elections certified on January 6th. He's going to get inaugurated on January 20th. The Democrats aren't going to like it, but those are the breaks because they had an opportunity to run this country. And what they did was they ran it into the ground. Massively open borders, foreign policy that's a mess, massive inflation, censoring the American people. The list goes on and on. The American people rejected what the radical left was doing and gave Donald Trump a political mandate. So whether it's Jamie Raskin or any of the Democrats that are going to be upset on January 6th, you only have yourself to blame. You did a terrible job. The American people wanted change, and change is coming in the form of Donald Trump.
I like his confidence in the voters. He makes a very interesting case, which is different. Okay, I'll spell out that different in just a second. But first, he's saying that idea of not seating Trump is not spreading across Democrats in Congress from what he's hearing. That's important. So it could just be one lunatic, Jamie Raskin, on a bad day, did a bad quote. It may not reveal an actual plan. We'll let you know if we hear any news, because so far I haven't heard anything beyond that one quote from Jamie Raskin. If we hear anything about plans or anything, as January 6th comes, we'll not let you know. But what Byron Donalds is talking about for Trump and the confidence of why he says Trump's going to be inaugurated is because the Democrats did so poorly. And he went down the list on immigration and the economy and everything that where they failed. That's a big difference. When Trump had trouble with the 2020 election, no one could point out a list of things that Trump did wrong during his presidency. That is, the will of the people coming out very clear. So Byron Donalds, even his confidence is not necessarily in the legal system, but in the will of the American people is going to be what gets Trump seated. And that's not something, even if Joe Biden won, which is baffling to me in 2020, you never heard the people say, we really, really need Joe. He was always just there to not be Trump. Now, here's a tweet from Amuse, which I've collected for a while. General Milley fears court-martial after disclosing treasonous acts involving China in January 6th. The disgraced general bragged about secret talks he held with China, promising to provide intel ahead of any U.S. military action. That goes against his code of conduct. That is treasonous. He is afraid, and he ought to be afraid of Trump and what the law would have to say about that when he doesn't have a sympathetic DOJ or even a conspiring DOJ like Merrick Garland in place. He also bragged about securing the allegiance of top military officials to block any order from Trump he disagreed with and prevented the National Guard from being used to protect the Capitol on January 6th. Now, his undermining President Trump's authority, that is anti-military code of conduct because the president is, as they call it, the commander-in-chief. More changes are coming. Not only that's going to make General Milley squirt his pants, but Trump has talked about bringing back paper ballots, one-day election. He has 4 years to do it, guys.
We ought to go to all paper. All paper. You know, they have now watermark paper. It's incredible what you can do with paper. Right. But we go all paper, same-day voting, and voter ID, a little thing like voter ID.
Now, that could change the demographics of our election to come. If he straightens out the voting system and puts us back to one-day voting with physical paper ballots, that will mean the Democrat Party will never get elected again until they actually start addressing the will of the people. So that takes away the argument of, are you an early voter? Are you a mail-in voter? Which machine did you use? Are you doing signature match? Is one state doing signature matching or not? It ends up actually simplifying things. It'll take a lot longer to count, 85 million or 160 million physical ballots. So we would not know who the president was on election night unless we had very accurate exit polls. That's interesting to me. The other big change is Matt Gaetz. This is an old clip of him talking about how he doesn't take money from lobbyists, and that a day will come when his peers who mock him in this thing, they're going to pay a price, and so the American people are going to have a say.
And when it comes to how those raise money, I take no lecture on asking patriotic Americans to weigh in and contribute to this fight from those who would grovel and bend knee for the lobbyists and special interests who own our leadership, who have, boo all you want, who have hollowed out this town and have borrowed against the future of our future generations. I'll be happy to fund my political operation through the work of hardworking Americans, $10 and $20 and $30 at a time, and you all keep showing up at the lobbyist fundraisers and see how that goes for you.
See how it goes for them. They've been discredited. By the way, Matt Gaetz did not take lobbyist money. He always was reliant on the $10 and $20 donations from his voters and his constituents there in Pensacola. Of course, now he's out of office and starting a new career. We'll see where he lands, but his change is indelible. He left a mark in America, and it's a good mark. I'm John Mike Keene.